Hello everybody and good morning. Today I want to talk about composable versus packaged CDPs and the difference between them. As if the CDP landscape wasn't complicated enough, now we have the additional complication of composable versus integrated or packaged CDPs. To unpack this, let's start with the idea of composability. From Wikipedia, composability is a system design principle that deals with the interrelationships of components. A highly composable system provides components that can be selected and assembled in various combinations to satisfy specific user requirements, like Lego or something. In information systems, the essential features that make a component composable are that it be self-contained or modular, it can be deployed independently, it may cooperate with other components, but dependent components are replaceable, and two, stateless, which means that it treats each request as an independent transaction. Now, apparently not everybody agrees with that second part about it being stateless, but that's composability. It's a bunch of modules, blocks that you put together. Proponents of the composable CDP, I'm citing from an article that I'll link below, see the CDP itself as a software platform that could be broken up into components. Their argument is that companies should not buy an all-in-one CDP to handle everything from data collection to integration to profile unification, but rather purchase separate components for each function. Now, it's not clear to me that a composable CDP meets the definition of a CDP. One of the main distinguishing marks of a CDP is that it creates a comprehensive view of each customer. But in a composable environment, that may be happening in other places, like in the data warehouse. The question, of course, is not whether a composable CDP meets somebody's definition of a CDP. The relevant question is whether it will work for your use cases and your staff. I can help you figure that out. Here are 5 things to consider about composable CDPs. Number 1 is what I call the Swiss Army knife question. If you think about a Swiss Army knife, none of the tools in a Swiss Army knife are best of breed, right? They're basically adequate. The point is that if you have a Swiss Army knife, you have all those tools at your disposal. When you evaluate CDPs, keep that analogy in mind, the Swiss Army knife versus the best in breed question. Tied to that, number 2, is build versus buy. A composable CDP means that you have to select all the components. Do you want to do that? Number 3, closely related to build versus buy, is how many integrations do you want to make? Integrations can be tough to build and maintain. They break. Do you have a team to keep them going? Number 4, do you have a data lake or a data warehouse? If so, you might think it's duplicative to dump everything into the CDP, and that might be true. Number 5, are you a data-driven company? And do you have data engineers on staff? If so, the composable option might be good for you. If you think of CDP as a function rather than as a platform, why does the data have to live in one particular bit of software? So that's an overview of the question. That's a very short introduction to the subject. If you want to know more, there's a good link below you can read, or give me a call and we can chat about it. By the way, today I'm going to be at the Renewed Summit in Alexandria at Convene. If you're there, please drop by and say hello. And if you haven't yet, check out Renewed. It's renewd.net. It's a good organization for people who are in the publishing industry. And remember to check me out at crablegroup.com, and thanks so much for your time.